Imagine this. You wake up in the year 2025, the world feels faster, more digital, and more competitive than ever before. The old rules of money no longer work. Saving money in a bank account is like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. Your money keeps leaking out because of inflation, rising costs, and the unstoppable shift in the global economy. The harsh reality is this: if you rely only on your job, your paycheck, or your small savings account, you will never get ahead. Because in today's world, money doesn't grow by sitting, it only grows when it moves, when it multiplies, and when it works harder than you do. And that, my friend, is the secret that separates the rich from the poor in 2025. We are living in a time where opportunities are everywhere, but only for those who can see them before the crowd does. Think about it, every great fortune in history was created because someone made the right move at the right time. When people were laughing at technology stocks in the 1990s, a few smart investors became billionaires. When most of the world doubted Bitcoin, a small group of believers became millionaires. When everyone thought real estate was too risky, certain families built generational wealth that still lasts today. And now, in 2025, we are standing on the edge of a brand new financial frontier. The next 5 years can either make you wealthy or leave you behind, depending on the decisions you make right now. That's why in this video, I'm not going to give you vague motivational talk. I'm going to reveal the top 5 investments that will make you rich in 2025. These are not just random guesses or hype, they are backed by global trends, economic research, and the undeniable direction the world is heading in. If you stay with me till the end of this video, you'll walk away with the exact roadmap that the wealthy are already following silently while most people are distracted by entertainment, gossip, and social media. And let me tell you, missing out on this knowledge could be the most expensive mistake of your life. So before we dive into the 5 investments, let's prepare our mindset. Wealth is not an accident, it's a decision, a strategy, and a series of actions repeated consistently. In 2025, opportunities don't wait for you to think about it. They reward the fast movers, the risk takers, and the learners who are willing to step outside their comfort zone. That means if you truly want to be rich, you must shift from the mentality of saving to the mentality of investing. You must stop asking, is this safe, and start asking, what is the calculated risk, and what is the potential reward? Because let's be honest. Keeping money in a savings account at 3% interest while inflation is 8% is the most dangerous decision of all. Now, picture this, in 2025, entire industries are being reborn. Artificial intelligence is no longer science fiction, it's running businesses, managing supply chains, creating art, even replacing jobs. Real estate is not just about buying houses anymore, it's about smart cities, digital land, and real estate investment trusts that allow even small investors to play in the big leagues. Stock markets are more accessible than ever, you can literally own a piece of the biggest companies in the world from your smartphone. Cryptocurrencies are evolving beyond hype into real financial infrastructure. And the world is racing towards green energy and sustainability, because governments and corporations know that the future will not wait. This is the battlefield of money in 2025. Some people will see chaos. But the rich? They will see opportunity. The question is, will you join them? Now let's get into the very first investment that has the potential to make you truly wealthy in 2025. Artificial intelligence and tech startups. Think about it, AI is not just a trend, it is the foundation of the new world economy. Companies are using AI to create self-driving cars, to design products faster, to manage businesses without humans, and even to predict consumer behavior with terrifying accuracy. Just imagine how powerful that is. Companies will know what you want before you even know it yourself. The truth is, AI is not replacing jobs in the future, it is replacing them right now. And every time a job is replaced, a company saves billions. Those billions turn into profits, and those profits turn into massive opportunities for investors who were smart enough to get in early. Now here's the part most people don't realize. you don't need to create the next OpenAI or Tesla to make money in this field. You can invest in AI companies through the stock market, buy shares of tech ETFs that focus on artificial intelligence, or even participate in smaller startups through crowdfunding platforms. Imagine owning a piece of the future, a piece of the companies that will dominate the next decade. If you had invested $1,000 in Amazon back in the late 1990s, today you'd be sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the kind of potential AI holds today. The difference is, back then people laughed at the internet. Today, people underestimate AI in the same way. The question is, will you ignore it, or will you grab the chance before the wave fully hits? Moving on to the second powerful investment, real estate 2.0. Now I know what you might be thinking, isn't real estate too expensive? Isn't the market crashing? And that's exactly where the opportunity hides. Every time people panic, every time the news screams danger, the smart investors quietly buy. But this is not your grandfather's real estate market. This is real estate 2.0, and it's being transformed by technology and innovation. Moving on to the second powerful investment, real estate 2.0. Now I know what you might be thinking, isn't real estate too expensive? Isn't the market crashing? And that's exactly where the opportunity hides. Every time people panic, every time the news screams danger, the smart investors quietly buy. But this is not your grandfather's real estate market. This is real estate 2.0, and it's being transformed by technology and innovation. We're talking about smart cities that run on digital infrastructure, homes that generate their own energy, commercial buildings designed for the hybrid work era, and new financial vehicles like REITs, real estate investment trusts, that allow you to invest in real estate without owning a single property yourself. Imagine owning a piece of a massive skyscraper in New York, London, or Dubai without having to deal with tenants, maintenance, or paperwork. That's the power of real estate 2.0. It's accessible, scalable, and designed for the modern investor. And remember this, people may stop buying luxury cars, but they will never stop needing a place to live and work. Real estate, when approached smartly, will always remain one of the most stable wealth-building assets in history. And that brings us to the third investment of 2025, the stock market. Now, I want to be very clear here, the stock market is not about gambling, it's not about jumping in and out of meme stocks or chasing hype. That's how people lose money. The wealthy don't gamble in the stock market, they use it as a wealth-building machine. The stock market gives you ownership of the most powerful companies in the world, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Google. When these companies grow, innovate, and dominate, you as an investor grow with them. But here's the secret most people never learn, the smartest way to invest in the stock market is not trying to pick the next Amazon, but by building a solid foundation through ETFs and index funds. An ETF, or exchange-traded fund, allows you to own a basket of stocks in one single investment. Think of it like a fruit basket, you're not betting on just one apple, you're holding the entire basket. So even if one or two stocks go bad, the others keep you strong. And index funds like the S&P 500 have historically grown wealth at an incredible pace. If you had invested $10,000 in the S&P 500 20 years ago and never touched it, you'd be sitting on more than $70,000 today, all without needing to study the market daily or become a financial genius. The problem is most people think short-term. They want to double their money overnight, and in the process, they lose everything. But those who invest patiently in blue-chip stocks, ETFs, and index funds are the ones who build lasting wealth. The stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a get-rich-sure plan, but only for those with discipline. So now we've covered three of the most powerful investments for 2025, artificial intelligence and tech startups, real estate 2.0, and the stock market. Each one has its own strategy, risks, and rewards. But the truth is, if you learn how to position yourself in these areas, you will not just keep up with the world, you'll be ahead of it. And remember, opportunities are not waiting for you to be ready. By the time the crowd realizes what's happening, the real wealth will already be taken. Now let's talk about the fourth investment that can change your life in 2025. Cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You've heard about the crashes, the scams, the wild price swings. Maybe you even lost money when the hype bubble popped. But here's the truth, every revolutionary technology goes through chaos before it becomes normal. The internet was once called a fad. Amazon was once called a risky online bookstore. And Bitcoin was once worth less than a cup of coffee. Today, the internet runs the world, Amazon runs global commerce, and Bitcoin has become a digital gold recognized by banks, governments, and investors everywhere. The key to wealth in crypto is not chasing hype coins or gambling on the next meme token, it's about understanding the foundation, blockchain. Blockchain is not just about money. It's a technology that secures information, verifies transactions, and builds trust without needing a middleman. Think about banking, healthcare, real estate, supply chains. All of these industries are being reshaped by blockchain because it's faster, safer, and more transparent. In 2025, smart investors won't just buy random coins. They'll look at real blockchain projects solving real problems. They'll diversify across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other proven networks while keeping a small portion for higher risk, higher reward projects. And here's the mindset shift, you don't need to bet the farm. Even a small allocation, like 5 to 10% of your investment portfolio, can bring massive returns if crypto continues to grow into the mainstream financial system. Remember, the world is moving digital. Central bank digital currencies are being tested globally. Payments, contracts, and even identities will live on the blockchain. If you ignore this trend, you risk being left behind in a financial system that no longer operates the way it used to. Now let's move to the fifth and final investment of 2025, green energy and sustainability. This one is not just an investment. It's the future of humanity. Climate change, environmental damage, and energy crises are forcing governments and corporations to rethink everything. Fossil fuels are slowly being phased out, and trillions of dollars are being poured into renewable energy solutions like solar, wind, hydro, and electric vehicles. And here's the best part, you don't have to be an environmental activist to profit from this mega trend. Think about companies like Tesla, which didn't just create cars, they created a movement. Think about solar panel manufacturers, battery innovators, electric charging station providers, and even companies focused on recycling and carbon credits. In 2025, money will flow where survival flows. Every government policy, every corporate plan, and every technological breakthrough is pointing towards a sustainable, green future. And the investors who understand this early will ride the wave of massive growth. The beauty of investing in green energy is that it combines profit with purpose. You're not just making money, you're supporting solutions that keep our planet alive. And in the next decade, that combination will be unstoppable. Imagine building wealth while being part of the global transition that future generations will thank you for. That's not just smart investing, that's legacy investing. So now we've uncovered the 5 investments of 2025 that can make you rich. Artificial intelligence and tech startups, real estate 2.0, the stock market, cryptocurrencies and blockchain, and green energy and sustainability. Each one of these industries is not just a passing trend, they are pillars of the new economy. But let me leave you with this, knowing about these investments is useless if you don't act. The world is not waiting. AI is already taking over. Real estate is already transforming. The stock market is already rewarding disciplined investors. Crypto is already reshaping finance. Green energy is already